Chris Stevens.
Madam Deputy Speaker, and can I congratulate the Right Honourable Gentleman for North Somerset for securing debate and obviously also for the passage of his bill, and I enjoyed his contribution this afternoon in advocating for individuals in the Down syndrome community. Can I firstly assure him that I was at the parliamentary event on Wednesday and there were people from Scotland down there, and I will be discussing some of those issues, and it was a privilege to be there. But it's also a privilege to be an elected representative, Madam Deputy Speaker, and one of the privileges that come with that is that you meet those you represent who speak truth to power. And on Saturday, Glasgow South West constituent Danielle Urie came to see me at my surgery at Ibrox, and she asked me to participate in this debate, and that's why I'm here this afternoon, because a constituent has come to my surgery and asked me to participate. And I did ask Danielle to write to me about some of the things she wanted to say, because sadly, and the exchange I had with the Right Honourable Gentleman about diagnostic overshadowing, I'm afraid there's an example coming up, because Danielle has given me an example in which she is currently going through the complaints procedure with the Health Service in Scotland to discuss some of this. So I've asked Danielle and her son Stephen to go through their experiences, and I'm going to read out what Danielle sent to me last night. My name is Danielle Urie. If my son Stephen could speak, I'm sure this is what he would say. My name is Stephen. I am 11 years old. From 2019 to 2021, I was diagnostically overshadowed by doctors, in which resulted in damage in my body that can never be reversed, while sitting in chronic pain and bleeding for 2 years. And I'm now left with a permanent stoma and my large bowel being completely removed. During this time, I'd been treated with no respect and left with no dignity. Danielle then goes on and says, if Stephen was a typical child who could voice for himself, I don't think any of this would have happened. I want you to all know the catastrophic consequences that can happen with diagnostic overshadowing, because it's real and it happens more than you all think. To have no control on what happens with your child's healthcare is terrifying. I don't want my child, or any child in fact, to be added to the statistics of people with Down syndrome dying as a result of being diagnostically overshadowed. Madam Deputy Speaker, I want to thank Danielle for having the bravery of writing to a Member of Parliament and sharing that particular experience. Madam Deputy Speaker, the Right Honourable Gentleman invited us to talk about what's happening in other devolved nations, and I have some constructive criticisms about what's happening in Scotland. I don't think that everything is wrong in what the Scottish Government is doing, but I do have some comments to make on that. So the Scottish Government position is that they take a wider view and they are committed to a bill to introduce the Learning Disability, Autism and Neurodiversity Bill as part of their programme for government. Now, there are opportunities there, Madam Deputy Speaker. The Scottish Government wants to improve the opportunities, the outcomes and support for people with Down syndrome in delivering that particular piece of legislation. There will be a consultation a little later on this year in the bill, and I'll certainly be assisting Danielle and any others as part of that consultation. That will provide an opportunity with people to view the policy options that could be included in the draft bill, and including whether the bill should establish a commissioner. As part of the scoping work, the Scottish Government ran events with a wide range of Scotland's disabled people-led organisations and national charities, and the Scottish Government is working towards a human rights-based approach to ensure the bill is fully co-designed with people with lived experience. It's very important that, you know, when we're shaping legislation, we have people with those lived experiences involved in the outset of that particular legislation. Now, why I think it's important is I would like to see the words Down syndrome included in the title of the bill, and I think that would be welcomed by those who came to the event on Wednesday in Parliament who came down from Scotland. The why do I think it's important? Well, People with Down syndrome are more likely to be born with a heart condition. They're more likely to get leukemia. People in the Down syndrome community are more prone to infections, to thyroid problems. They're more susceptible to eye and hearing problems compared to others. We would want to ensure that those with Down syndrome get extra health checks, for example. I want to see that they ensure access to speech therapy. It's very important people with Down syndrome get those opportunities. And that's part of the reasons why, Madam Deputy Speaker, I want to see the Down syndrome community in Scotland have Down syndrome in that title of the bill, and I'll be working with Danielle and others to ensure that that's the case. Thank you.